Okay, so while I'm waiting for parts, I did want to ask the question, is 3D printing actually a tool? Because a bunch of my mates and half of the videos on YouTube made this massive claim that they say it's so easy, it's endless possibilities, you can make anything that you want, it's no longer trinkets, all that sort of stuff. So I grabbed those comments and I've had a crack at trying to make a chain guard for this motorbike so I can get it registered. And I've got to tell you, there is still a massive learning curve in my book. I mean, to me, this is a tool. It's reliable, it's intuitive, it does exactly the function you need it to do right when you need it. I see something broken, I grab this and I fix it. There's no major learning curve. Sure, you got different screws and different driver heads, but overall the premise is you grab it and you use it. And don't get me wrong, I love the 3D printing community. I love their passion, their ingenuity, their love of tinkering. It's awesome. Do I personally want to geek out on Warhammer figures or Mandalorian helmets? No. But I love that they do, because if you're not doing what you love, you're just rotting. I'm not saying that 3D printing hasn't come leaps and bounds, and in terms of ease and in terms of just print and send and it's done, but I would hardly say it is as simple as that bloody drill. For me, CAD drawing and 3D rendering and all that jazz is definitely a tool now. With apps like this, which is Shaper 3D or Fusion 360 or Onshape, you can literally start getting something out on a piece of paper in seconds to start doing what you need and getting whatever's in your head out onto the page. I think they're brilliant. For me, they're definitely more of a tool. But getting that sort of image out to a 3D printer has not been as simple as I would have expected. There's so many different printers, there's so many different filaments. From what I can tell, none of them work perfectly unless you have the exact right one and the exact right environmental factors. You want to make something for outside, you need to use ASA. Oh, but that printer won't work with ASA. Use PTG for this one or PLA for that one. Carbon Fire requires a specific nozzle and you can't use it on that printer. I keep getting told that all of this is easily possible and it's so much easier, but now instead I can't help but think that I'm getting sold up the street by the hype. I've been lucky enough to borrow a 3D printer for my work, and honestly I have no idea what I'm doing because half the stuff just breaks. It's because the ambient temperature was slightly off or the extruder level was slightly too high by 0.1 millimeter. Just goes on and on and on. And obviously some of this is probably a design issue on my end, which means I have to go back to the CAD and rectify it, which I'll show you in a different video. But there is just so much extra stuff with 3D printing that I simply do not have the time to get my head around anymore. Maybe one day I will, but right now, being a family man, you have to narrow it down to one main hobby, and for me, it's restoring my dad's motorbike. The other thing is I could buy 4 of these drills for a 3D printer. So what I think is going to be against my better judgment, I've decided to put my money where my mouth is and buy the Apple of 3D printers. Stay tuned and I'll see you in the shed.